to Ike Reese, and therefore Steiny is going to be all excited about that. All guests appear on the Bud Light guest line. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy, just like a conversation with the great Ike Reese, former Eagles linebacker and host at WIP in Philly. Hey, Ike, good day. What's going on?
What's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
You know what, man? We're ready. We're ready for this one.
Sounds like Ike's ready, too. He's got his game day voice already locked in.
Yeah, look at you. Or listen to you, I guess would be the better thing to say.
Well, believe me, the thought of running down the field and hitting somebody hurts. Just the thought of it. So, yeah, I'm not in game mode just yet. Maybe Sunday around 2:30 I'll get there.
How you feeling though, Ike? Is this and I don't, listen, now you're a former player, you're a media guy in the town, so I'm sure we know where your heart is sitting. Where's your confidence sitting?
Confidence is sitting pretty good. I won't sit here and tell you that it's a lock that the Eagles are going to win Sunday, because I don't really believe that. I've always liked the 49ers football team, sort of the way that they play, the identity that they've embraced, and how they play the game of football. Being a defensive player, it's sort of that style of football where we want to try to beat you up and everybody is physical. So I got a healthy respect for the 49ers and what they've done this year. And I don't think Sunday's game is going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. So this will be by far the best opponent the Eagles have faced this year. And I would dare to say, if they're able to win Sunday, it would be the best win under Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts as a tandem. So got a lot of respect for the 49ers and what they've done, not just this year, but what they've done over the last 3 to 4 years. So, going to 3 conference championship games in 4 years, that's nothing to sneeze at. They got a great organization out there, great program in which they're running. So believe me, I'm a little different than some of our fans. Our fans feel pretty good about Sunday. But as far as I'm concerned, we're going to have to play our best game to win Sunday.
When you look as a defensive player at what the Niners do with a lot of 21 personnel, a lot of pre-snap movement, a lot of motions and shifting, what's the biggest challenge that you face defensively in terms of stopping the Shanahan scheme?
I think the pre-snap recognition, understanding what Kyle Shanahan is trying to do with his personnel groupings, then with the formations that he gives you when they initially line up, and then when you start getting shifts and motions, because a lot of those things are there to cause confusion. It reminds me a lot of what the Rams do, and I know they're from sort of that same tree with Sean McVay. They've all coached together, so they get you doing a lot of mental gymnastics prior to the snap to see if they can find an advantage or disadvantage for you somewhere, whether it's running the football or throwing the football. You have to be assignment sound and assignment perfect pre-snap, knowing what you're supposed to do. So to me, the Eagles, if they're going to win this game Sunday, they will have done their homework this week, getting prepared for all of those things, being ready for all of those types of shifts and motions.
He's a former Eagle linebacker. He's a host at WIP in Philly. Ike Reese joining us here on Willard and Dibs, 95.7 The Game. Ike, I feel like, and it's normal, it's a playoff game, so we're going to talk about the 2 quarterbacks and the matchup and all this. I feel like because Brock Purdy is this weird story out of the 7th round that just showed up halfway through the season, that in turn, we make it sound like Jalen Hurts has been in the league for 8 years and has all this huge resume. Are we getting ahead of ourselves on a guy who clearly had a great year, but he's also real damn new to the party too?
Yeah, I think, some things, I guess, depending on how you view Jalen and whether or not you think he's arrived or he still has a little bit of ways to go. I tell you what, he doesn't believe he's arrived. That's the great thing about that young man there. He is grounded, he's focused, and I think that has permeated throughout the locker room. So he's a great leader from intangibles from that standpoint for this team. Obviously, it's a big game for him. I think the one thing with Jalen is that, he also has a college resume that people can identify. And because they watched him on the biggest stage in college as well, Alabama to Oklahoma, being a Heisman runner-up. So although he hasn't had a ton of postseason success in the league so far, in his short time and under the circumstances which he arrived to where he's at right now. I think people put a lot of credence into that. So, and I think that's where people can sometimes miss that he's not as experienced or seasoned as it may appear, but because of the way he carries himself and the fact that I think he's won 24 out of the last 25 games that he started. So he's won a lot of football games over the last 2 years. I think people are more willing to put him in or view him as a seasoned vet versus Brock Purdy, only because of Brock Purdy's story not being as celebrated or heralded coming out. We know the Mr. Relevant part, being a 7th-round draft pick, and those types of things. I think that's because of the view or the perception of the two could for some people be a great distance between the two. Jalen almost gets put in a position where he's already achieved something that puts him in a class with those guys, when in reality, he'll even tell you that he still has a lot of work to do. And as far as team goes, they certainly haven't finished the job yet.
Yeah, and 24 of 25 in the regular season, and out here, we bask in the one loss that Jalen Hurts had this year. So we discard all those cute little wins, but we're focused on the loss. I want to ask you, Ike, about this Niners defense. A former defensive player yourself, an appreciator of linebacker play. When you see Fred Warner running around for the 49ers, do you see him as one of the best linebackers in football?
Without a doubt, and has been for the last couple of years. Yeah, without a doubt. A 3-down player, a guy who makes plays not only in the run game, playing downhill fast, but can go east to west, sideline to sideline running, and then has the ability to cover the middle of the field if necessary, be it man-to-man or zone coverage. I'm pretty sure he's probably what every defensive coordinator would want in their linebacker. So, yeah, I have a lot of respect for Fred and the way that he plays the game. When you watch him play, like I say, he's a true difference maker. And in today's game, it's hard to be a difference maker at that position if you aren't a blitzing linebacker, if you aren't always rushing the quarterback. The thing with Warner, he makes plays in the passing game as well as the run game. So, and Greenlaw's not bad himself either.
No.
All those linebackers, man, they all fly around. And last week, I'm watching that game against Dallas, and there must have been a series or two where 57 and 54 must have made every play. For like 6 straight plays, it was one or the other, and one or the other guy made a play, whether it was in the running game or the passing game. So, and I'm not surprised when you think about John Lynch as a talent evaluator, D'Amico out there as a coach. They had Robert Saleh out there as a coach. Yeah, I'm not surprised that they put a premium on that position.
I'll tell you, yeah, Ike, Fred Warner's game last week might be one of the best games I've ever seen a linebacker play. It was just play after play after play, and really not a whole lot of misses. So tell you what, I know all the fan base out here appreciates your eyes on that.
Oh, yeah.
And this should be one hell of a matchup for sure this weekend. Thank you so much for spending some time with us to get us ready.
Oh, no problem, man. And for all your fans that are coming out here, come out here, enjoy the city. It's a wonderful city. Enjoy it. Take in the sights. Don't put any jerseys on the Rocky statue. We don't really like that. That usually leads to a beatdown. And come Sunday, I wish you guys all the luck. But it's go green all day Sunday.
Hey, I was about to say something nice about you, but now I'm going to go ahead and hold that back.
Well, no, hey, I
thought we had to end it on the right. We were being too friendly with each other.
Yeah.
Like I had to get something.
I mean, it's all family here. I do want you to protect those pipes because you're sounding more like Doc Rivers than you are the Ike Reese that I know.
Well, yeah, that's because I do a lot. I guess my wife always tells me I don't necessarily talk with a librarian's voice. I talk as if I'm in a stadium all the time.
Hey, yeah. Loud house is a good house. I agree. Hey, but Ike, I'm glad you gave us a little bit of a punch to the ribs on the way out. Can I send one back? But it's not directed at you. It's directed at these terrifying Eagles fans. Like when you said don't put a jersey on, I was so thankful you said the Rocky statue.
Right.
Because there's also this idea that a 49er fan can't wear their jersey to the Lynx Sunday because they're going to get beat up or it's so intimidating. No. It's not. You guys are a bunch of actual cupcakes out there. You know that, right?
Man.
Listen, we listen, the reputation has been earned. I won't deny that, but it's not as bad as it has been portrayed. Wear your jerseys. Enjoy rooting for your team. You are welcome in our house. Just make sure you realize you're a guest. Wipe your feet off before you come in. Say please, say thank you, and if you happen to win, be a gracious winner and don't antagonize the fans. That'll be the come and enjoy rooting for your team.
Yeah.
We're a hospitable city. Our fans are great, man. Our fans are great.
Ike, I've been told that the statue actually has now been called the Brocky statue.
See, there you go.
There you go.
I don't want to see that Brock Purdy jersey.
Okay. You better guard that statue now.
Brocky Balboa, we're
That's
coming
right.
to town. All right. Hey, Ike, you're a treat, man. Thanks for doing it.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Anytime.
All right, there he goes. Ike Reese, former Eagle and a current host at WIP, and I'm glad he said what he said. Put your jersey on and go to the game.